I mean, I've never said anything that I won't repeat.
Yeah, you'll repeat a lot of shit.
Well, I mean, that's what I told you, man. We need to get the Patreon jumping so we can just have this section of here's the things you don't get to hear live. And 50% of it will be Q saying something so offensive that people will literally go, I don't know whether to be offended or amazed. Was that art?
Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
you.
And on Skype.
Blood
All right, let's get started. Let's see. Starting off, we have let's move on to the next topic. I know I did this one because I knew Quinn would be excited about it. So as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to add it to our list. And that is Fallout New Vegas 2 is reportedly in very early talks at Microsoft. Now, when they say very early, they mean very early.
Years. I'm gonna be old man Q playing this.
But I know Quinn was a huge Fallout New Vegas guy. So
all the DLC, man. Oh, I played through that game. This is one of those. This is my. Everybody talks about what is it? Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. Is that the one y'all always talking about? No, Morrowind. This was the game I put in like Morrowind like hours, and I played through this game so often. Like, so I love the DLC for this game so much that I often would restart the game just to play through all the DLC again. Like, that's how much fun I enjoyed it. I consider this the best Fallout game I ever played, though Fallout 3 was really good. But Fallout New Vegas, now note, I was late to the game. Because Zito always talks about when he got it, it was pretty terrible. I got it after it had been out for a while, and apparently they had fixed all these problems. But one of the best Fallout games I ever played. It's literally both the reason that I bought Outer Worlds and hate Outer Worlds at the same time. Because unfortunately, I bought Outer Worlds hoping it would be Space New Vegas, and then I hated Outer Worlds because it wasn't Space New Vegas. Because recently, Zeno and Jarek kind of gave me a severe talking to for how mean I was to Outer Worlds because it wasn't New Vegas. And they're right. But the problem is that there was a lot of people leading me to think it was going to be Space New Vegas. Like, there was a lot of talks that kind of made you think there's the people that did New Vegas. Now they're doing their space game. And I was thinking, it's going to be Space New Vegas. It's not. But my only concern, it's a fair concern, is that it's called Fallout New Vegas 2. Which makes me go, does that mean we're not getting a new map? Now, I love the New Vegas area, but it is also a desert. It's pretty wide and empty. Though, with all the DLC put in, it becomes much larger. If they were to actually make that all seamless, like all part of the main map instead of going through portals to get to the DLC content, that could size it up. But that's my only concern is this is the first Fallout game that's going back, theoretically, to a pre-used area. But other than that, they've got credit with me. New Vegas 2's on my list. All right, yeah. I'm done.
You mentioned New Vegas. You know, they did actually say when they were talking to him, they said it wasn't just we're going to do this 200 miles, 2,000 miles from here. So I think if we were to do Fallout New Vegas 2 or just a new Fallout. So they sort of saying the same thing, it sounds like. They're going, it doesn't necessarily have to be New Vegas 2, you know, but I mean, in that vein.
No, that's what I want to hear, that they're going to style it like the New Vegas game.
Yeah, and as we would probably separate it from what the internal team at Bethesda is doing, which New Vegas was separate from what Bethesda was doing. So they're probably keeping in that same vein of New Vegas, but it might not be New Vegas 2.
Yeah, they said they keep it on the West Coast, and they got a lot of room to work with. I mean, like, the West Coast is the area that none of the Fallout games done by Bethesda have been on.
Yeah.
So let's keep exploring the West Coast, man. I'm up for it. But, like, they've got the credit with me that even after Outer Worlds, I'm eyeballing New Vegas 2 or whatever new Fallout game they put with anticipation.
All right. Blood Axe, did you play New Vegas?
Yeah, actually, New Vegas was the very first Fallout game I ever played. And I really liked it until it, and you know me, I'm an achievement hound. I think I'm the only one in the group that actually farms achievements. and one of my companions, the iBot, got blown up. As I went down the railroad tracks, there's one area with the artillery, and it glitched, and I never could finish the achievements, so I turned it off in frustration. So I never played any DLCs. I was so pissed off that that my game was jacked up, and I wasn't going to restart it.
So good.
But as far as the game, it was the first game in a first person perspective that I could actually play and not get vertigo. When I played Halo, it made me sick. I mean, nauseated sick. But this one was different, and I really enjoyed it. It was the post-apocalyptic, dystopian world, and you're trying to figure out what happened with the token, the gambling chip. So it was a lot of fun. And then when I played New Vegas 3, I'm like, okay. I'm sorry, when I played Fallout 3, I'm like, well, this is different. And it plays different. And so, yeah, I mean, I would be excited for a game in the same vein as New Vegas. And I agree with you. It would have been fun to play New Vegas in space, but I disagree that actually I enjoyed Outer Worlds. But I didn't have the problems that you guys had with the missions and stuff. I didn't have any issues.
It didn't hurt that I had that mission glitch.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues with it either. My only complaint with Oblivion was mostly that it didn't live up to the hype. Short. They super hyped it.
I mean, Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, Outer Worlds was really short, but New Vegas, man, I put in probably about 80 hours before I finally just gave up because I kept trying to find the robot dog companion and swap them out, and it wouldn't let me do it. So, but yeah, no, I'd be excited for another New Vegas, or even if they wanted to kind of expand it into New Vegas 2, as in literally a New Vegas area that they called New Vegas 2. Or even building on top of the old Vegas and calling it New Vegas 2. I mean, there's so many different things you could do with it, but I like the whole casino mob type scene with it. I mean, that gave it an additional aura of interest, as opposed to, okay, I'm a vault hunter and I'm lumbering around trying to find shit. Okay, well, no, New Vegas actually had more invested storylines that actually made me want to go do more stuff. So no, I would be excited for something like that. And being a Microsoft game, it would probably come to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to thank you for your comments you made about the hype, because that was the biggest thing. Like, I know I was harsh in Outer Worlds, but they did hype it up so much.
Yeah, but at the time there were some video game companies that were doing some stupid things, and so they jumped on the bandwagon and was talking shit about all these different, and then they didn't really deliver anything super.
They delivered an okay game.
Yeah,
it's not, Outer Worlds is not bad.
No,
but it ain't in the vein. It ain't even in the ballpark of New Vegas. Yeah. Like, it was, and with New Vegas being the older game, you expected Outer Worlds. You always, okay. Here's the flaw I have. I'll make it quick, but you've seen me do this plenty of times. I've got this foolish idea, y'all. I'm sorry, Q's an idiot. That whenever I see somebody do something, and then they get things right, I keep expecting when they make the next game, they're going to take the lessons with them and go, ooh, that worked really well. Let's keep that. But some weird reason, that never seems to be the friggin' case. Like, over and over, they'll make a game, and you'll be like, man, that was cool. Then they'll make the next game, and it'll be like, take all the cool shit out. And I'm just sitting there going, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And that's what I felt when I played Outer Worlds. I was like, the combat in New Vegas was better. I had more options. I could lay traps, landmines, lure enemies. The called shot was better. I could shoot locations. I didn't have to be in a special slow time mode. I could always shoot locations to cripple a leg, to cripple an arm. You cripple one of the Deathclaw's arms, they can't do their leaping double strike. Remember that, Blood Axe? The Deathclaws had that leaping double strike, and if you cripple one arm, they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, Deathclaws are vicious, man.
Yeah, but they had all this location play. Enemies would limp. It was all this cool, logical stuff in an older game. Then they went to Outer Worlds and just threw all that out. And the combat felt dumbed down. The resource system felt dumbed down. The fact there weren't landmines, I kept wanting, because, I think there were landmines in the game you could land on, but you couldn't use them, remember? Mm-hmm. There were landmines, but you couldn't use landmines. Why not? Why couldn't I lay out several landmines and lure enemies into it? You had landmines in your game. The technology was there. And I kept telling him over and over, I kept saying, don't worry, dude. They'll add that. Clearly, they're going to add that in the next patch. You want to know what's the next? You know what the next thing I saw for Outer World was? Outer Worlds 2 is on the way. And then I just threw my hands up and just said, okay, so you just ain't going to fix this game.
All right, so anyway, we know that Q is excited to see that there's going to be a New Vegas too. Next topic. All right.
It's really dark.
Well, we've run over quite a bit, so let's wrap this up.
There's so much blood. It's got a lot of blood. I feel a little sick.
Oh,
it's
all right.
about it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com to find links everywhere we are online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Go to YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe there so you can see our latest videos as they get posted. Also, we do live game streams throughout the week, and every Sunday at 3:30 Central Time, we do this live show. Now, next week, gonna go ahead and give you a heads up. We may or may not be able to have a live show next week. We will be down at CoastCon. I'll probably try to do something live, maybe from my phone on the floor. But we'll see what happens. If you can make it, come down to the Gulf Coast and hang out with us at CoastCon. We'd love to see you. And all right, and as every week,
we hope you enjoy.
Just a player, just a player, just a player playing the damn game.
I was excited when they were releasing a new Muppet series several years back, and then I watched it and I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't the Muppets. This is a trash fire.